Swadika and good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Nat Bunak. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. We hope you're enjoying this special moment with your loved ones as well as the delicious mooncakes. And because it's Mid-Autumn Festival, it's also Golden Week in China. And that also means it is a golden opportunity for Thailand's tourism industry. And previously, many of the tourism operators predicted that the number of Chinese tourists here in Thailand will be much lower than last year, especially since the beginning of this year, where we have seen a sharp decline of Chinese tourists here in Thailand. Now, the good news is that the flow of Chinese tourists is finally picking up again during this period. So the Thai Travel Agents Association says more than 22,000 Chinese visitors are now arriving in Thailand every day during this holiday period. And the Golden Week long holiday is one of the busiest travel times of the year for Chinese travelers. And Thailand is clearly one of their top choices this year. And between September 26th and October 2nd alone, more than 580,000 foreign tourists entered Thailand, and about one-fifth of them were from China. Flights from both major and smaller Chinese cities are packed as well. In fact, the return airfare from Bangkok to Beijing has increased rapidly, up by more than 400%, jumping from about 1,500 yuan to as high as 5,800 yuan on airlines like China Eastern, Hainan Airlines, and Air China. Tourism operators say it is proof that Chinese travelers still want to visit Thailand, but they're urging the Thai government to step up safety measures and rebuild confidence. And so far this year, Thailand has already welcomed about 3.4 million Chinese tourists already, and popular destinations include Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, and Chiang Mai. And tourism authorities actually expect that number to reach about 5 million by the end of this year, but it's still below the earlier predictions of 7 million people. But this target is still considered achievable if the current pace continues through the next 3 months. But if we look on the ground, though, it is still a very mixed picture, because if we really talk to the smaller shops as well as tour guides, the overall is still quite different, because many of the tour guides say that large Chinese group tours have dropped sharply, and some guides have actually had to quit their agencies to work independently, focusing on smaller family groups. And some days, unfortunately, they say they have no bookings at all. And souvenir shops are also feeling this as well, because the sales of the once iconic elephant pants have fallen by more than half. And many of the shop owners say that they have stopped restocking their items because many from last year have not been sold out yet. And they're calling on the government to do more to restore confidence among Chinese tourists. And this is actually one of the aims by the Tourism and Sports Ministry as well, because the Minister Atthakon Sirilathiyakon says that this is exactly what the government wants to do, which is to improve safety, convenience, and service standards to rebuild confidence among Chinese tourists. And he has also launched a new strategy, which is called Big Impact Act Fast, which targets key markets like China, Japan, South Korea, India, and the Middle East, because in those countries, there are more travelers from those countries coming into Thailand as well. And at the same time, they're also considering to open new tourism markets around the world, because we have to say that travelers from long-haul flights are also on the rise as well. And the minister also acknowledged that Thailand is no longer the only tourism powerhouse in the region, because we have to say that there are nearby countries that are welcoming Chinese tourists as well, one of them being Vietnam. And he said that other destinations like these are catching up really fast. And that is why Thailand needs to move very quickly to attract visitors through new events and promotions in the months ahead. And from January through September this year, Thailand has already recorded more than 24 million international arrivals, generating almost 1.9 trillion baht in tourism revenue from both foreign and local travelers. Thailand's tourism minister also added that the government will soon revisit the proposed land entry fee for foreign tourists as well as to aim to reach a decision as soon as possible. For now, Golden Week is giving Thailand's tourism industry a welcome boost, and this is actually a sign of hope that Chinese travelers are slowly but surely coming back, especially during Golden Week. And to give you a recap of the whole situation, Thailand has been facing a serious decline in Chinese tourists since the beginning of this year. And one of the instances that made a significant impact was the abduction of a famous actor, Wang Xing, and there was also the earthquake in Myanmar, which affected many areas in Bangkok as well, and also the arrest of Chinese individuals opening meal accounts and those involved in call center scams as well. And a lot of this is actually fueling the fear, especially on Chinese social media. So people tend to believe that Thailand is no longer a safe space for tourists as well. We haven't even mentioned the movie, which was called No More Bets, which also fueled the fear a few years ago as well. And another factor that actually contributed to the significant drop in Chinese tourists is the stronger Thai baht, because that means traveling in and around Thailand would be much more expensive. This is actually one of the reasons why many Chinese tourists have turned to nearby countries like Vietnam or even Japan, because they believe that it is much safer and cheaper as well. And on top of that, there is more to offer. For example, in Vietnam, there are more and more places that are attracting Chinese tourists and other Asian tourists as well, because they managed to come up with new destinations. And one of the key factors is that these secondary cities are actually easily accessible from its main airport. And this is what some of the tour operators think that it's Thailand's weakness as well, because from its main airport to secondary cities, it is still very difficult to travel. And if we look at Vietnam, for example, the main airport to other major cities like Phu Quoc or Ho Chi Minh City, it's still easy to travel. It's only like 30 minutes away. But like for Thailand, if we want to travel to certain places, it might take 2 hours or more than that. So you can compare and contrast these differences between Thailand and Vietnam as well. But some tour operators say that if we want to regain Chinese tourists' confidence in coming back to Thailand, tourism operators suggest that the top priority is not just boosting the tourism and promotional campaigns to attract more Chinese tourists back into Thailand, but to actually beef up the law enforcement to protect tourists. One of them is to take serious action against crimes, since this would be the most important to ensure safety for tourists. And this also includes tackling scam call centers, the trafficking of foreigners along the borders as well, and even hiking the prices of taxis. These are actually among the safety concerns that people have been addressing for the past few years. And now let's move on to another story in Thai politics. There has been a debate whether to scrap the 2 MOUs with Cambodia, known as MOUs 43 and 44. And so far, the People's Party leader has urged Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul to reconsider the government's plan to hold a referendum on whether Thailand should terminate the 2 agreements. People's Party leader Nathapong Ruengpanyawut said the responsibility to decide on such complex international matters should rest with the government, which has already been entrusted by the public to make decisions on their behalf. He referred to a recent opinion poll which found that around 70% of respondents admitted that they do not fully understand the contents of the 2 MOUs, which are MOU 43 and 44. He added that for a referendum to truly reflect the public opinion, people must first be able to understand what is really going on with this issue. Meanwhile, former Senator Rosana Tositragun questioned the government's intentions, suggesting that the referendum might be a tactic to buy time rather than a genuine effort to end the agreements. In a Facebook post on Sunday, Rosana stated that the government has the authority to terminate the MOUs immediately without the need for a public vote. She argued that Cambodia has repeatedly violated the terms of agreements since they were signed in 2000 and 2001, and that Thailand's diplomatic protests have gone unanswered. Rosana also noted that Cambodia has taken the border dispute to the International Court of Justice, which she said provides sufficient grounds for Thailand to withdraw from the MOUs unilaterally. So this is just one aspect of the conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia. And to give you a bit of a context, MOU 43 is a side understanding between Thailand and Cambodia aiming to resolve the long-standing border disputes. And the essence of it is to create a bilateral mechanism to resolve the disputes through dialogue and prohibits both sides from altering the terrain along the disputed areas. And this is actually one of the things that have been brought up since the conflicts erupted a few months ago. And at this moment, the Thai government has yet to clarify when or how it plans to move forward with the proposed referendum. And in terms of the related stories on the conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, Cambodia has officially rejected an ultimatum issued by Thailand's 1st Army Region Commander calling on Cambodia to submit an evacuation plan for the civilians settled in 3 contested border areas before he will attend the RBC meeting, which is scheduled to start this Friday. So this is the latest on the conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, and it looks like it's not going to be an easy task to resolve these border disputes because the conflict has been going on for months and has been stemmed for years and years already. And now we'll end the program with the latest on the aftermath of the massive sinkhole in front of a hospital and a police station in Samsen area in Bangkok. And so far it has been agreed that the police station must be demolished because the building is not safe anymore and its structure now is likely to collapse as well. And the Prime Minister has already agreed that this building must be demolished. And the Bangkok governor says the demolition work on the left wing of the Samsen Police Station building is expected to be completed by tomorrow as authorities continue to fill the surrounding ground with sand and soil, now totaling over 4,500 cubic meters. This came after Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul endorsed the immediate demolition of the Samsen Police Station building, which was severely damaged by the massive sinkhole. And the latest assessment has confirmed that the building is unsafe for use, with the number of broken foundation piles increasing from 3 to 4 piles already. And this morning, a team of about 4 to 5 workers used crane lifts to remove parts of the roof structure and debris from the top of the building in order to reduce weight and prevent further movement. And the demolition is currently focused on the left side of the structure, with 4 steel frames remaining to be dismantled. Officials said a robotic steel cutter will also be used for precision work. And a recent inspection found that the building has subsided unevenly, sinking between 20 and 50 centimeters in different sections. Bangkok Governor Chatat Sittipan said that crews worked overnight to remove the roof panels and window frames on the left side of the police station. He added that no movement or soil sliding has been detected in adjacent buildings and that the demolition is proceeding according to plan, with completion expected by tomorrow. Meanwhile, sand filing and ground leveling are underway alongside the demolition, with about 4,500 cubic meters of sand already filled, raising the ground to about 5 meters in height. Governor Chachat also stressed that safety remains the top priority throughout the operation. And at the nearby Washira Hospital, operations continue as normal with around 3,000 patients scheduled for appointments today. And the hospital has arranged 3 shuttle services running between 9:30 a.m. and 3 p.m., connecting the hospital to a nearby BTS station, Xi'an area, and St. Gabriel's School. And authorities say that the situation remains under control as the demolition and land restoration continue, with close monitoring to ensure public safety in the area. So we have to say that we agree with this decision, because imagine working in this building and you have absolutely no idea when it will collapse. We cannot afford another life being lost in this tragedy. Luckily, though, that when there was a massive sinkhole, no one was injured or killed from that incident. But still, it's better to be safe than sorry. All right, and that's all for this edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Thai PBS World's Facebook and YouTube Live. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Sawasdee ka.